So, in Commander, what is the most powerful deck you own? Welcome to MTG Tuesday's Tips and Tricks. And I know we had been talking about how to play Commander, and I said I was going to finish the series, but I realized I missed one about upping your power level. And so we're going to talk about upping your power level and playing stronger decks, increasing your power level, and even getting into CDH as well. And so welcome today for that. My strongest deck is probably my Kinnan deck, as well as Kinnan, Cole the Forge Master is right behind that, and then probably Rogsai is also up there as well. In Magic the Gathering, there's a lot of variety of power levels of decks. You've got precons, you've got just jank where someone just threw a bunch of cards into a pile and said, hey, this is my deck. It doesn't really have a lot of synergies, there's creatures in it. And you've got higher power things. And there's a wide variety of power levels. So Wizards is currently working on like a power level system, like a 1 through 4, I believe. There's been an old system that's like a 1 through 10. There's also people talking about like high, mid, low, all these things like that. It is a confusing thing. But honestly, every deck is different. Every deck runs certain speeds. Most decks probably range in the 6 to 7. Is what people say. Sometimes if they're a little bit slower, they're not as good. Maybe like a 4 or 5, but 6 or 7, and then 7 into 8 kind of start. Once you get to a 7, you can push a little bit. Some decks can be really close in a 7 and 8 as far as like we're talking those numbers, strength and what they do and how fast they go. And how do you get into these levels? Well, as you play the game, you begin to building your decks. A lot of times people get in with their playgroups at about the same time. They find their same playgroups when they get in. They have friends and people like that who are like, oh, we got a precon together. Let's kind of join together. And then as you play, like, okay, we get new cards. We'll add new cards to it. It'll get stronger. It'll get stronger. We'll get stronger. The decks will be stronger. We'll play more. And it gets to where it's like, okay, let's go. And then we have fun. You build your strength. And now you're playing super strong decks. It takes time. You got to build your deck. You got to spend the money. A lot of people don't just jump right into the highest end. You're going to jump into like a mid-level or a pre-con level. But as far as that goes, there's a lot to be had and a lot to be said. And the highest level of CD, it's competitive basically, where we're going as high and as fast as we can. We're trying to win quickly. We've got all of these different things in our decks that we're trying to do that. How do you get to that point? Well, it's up to you. It's your decision. Some people don't like CDH. Some people don't like playing that level, and that's fine. If that's where you want to, I understand. I would tell those people, though, that if you have the ability and opportunity to play, give it a try. Let someone let you borrow a deck, watch some videos on the actual gameplay, and realize it's not like, because a lot of times people have a bad feeling and a bad taste because they played other CDH players who were pub stompers who came in and like, I'm playing my super strong deck against all your precons. I beat you on turn 2. Ha ha ha. That's not how we are. We enjoy the game as high CDH players. I like all levels, but CDH is a lot of fun. You have the different levels, the strengths. Everyone is trying to win, but we also are trying to stop everyone else from winning. So you've got answers, you've got your strong powered stuff that's going to help you draw cards and go fast and go quick and fast manas and stuff like that. And so it's not necessarily the best thing for someone who's brand new to start into. Like if you're brand new to Square, don't jump into it. But as you learn the game and get better into it, I recommend testing it out, giving it a go. You can use proxies in it. We're proxy friendly, especially to let you know if you want to buy the cards, because they're very, 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 very expensive cards. I would recommend before you even go to put a deck together, test it, make sure you want to build that deck, you like that deck, you enjoy it. But how do you get to that point? It takes time. You start adding stronger and stronger cards. Plus, as you play the game, stronger and stronger cards come out. Newer cards, better cards, faster cards, cards that do things like that. You get those cards, you can build all those. So you can build your decks, you can grow your level, and you become stronger and faster and more fun. And then but you want to make sure you're matching up with people too. So you're having people that are of the same level and everything like that. You don't want to play your highest, strongest level against like someone's precon. That's not going to be fun for anybody, realistically. But to build your power level up, you begin adding more cards. You add things that are faster, so you're growing faster. So you're trying to win sooner. Basically, as the power level go up, there's more interaction, but also you're trying to win faster. So it goes from like, we're going 10 to 15 turns or 15 to 20 turns on like precons and stuff like that, to now people are trying to win turn 2. Now, that doesn't mean they win on turn 2 or turn 3. That means they're trying to win on turn 2 or turn 3. The fun part about CDH and the higher power stuff is we know you're trying to win quick, or we know where you're at. And when you can get to that point at level, you understand, like, that's the one thing about CDH that is so good. When you sit down at a CDH table, you basically know what's happening. Everyone is trying to win as quickly as possible. You kind of have that idea. The downside of playing other power levels is not that it's a bad thing, But sometimes it's hard to judge a deck and up against other decks. Like I've played some games before where I thought, okay, this deck is going to fit in here, and it wasn't either way too slow, it wasn't even strong enough. I was like, oh wow, I misjudged how strong these decks are, or maybe even the power level of my own deck. Maybe it was a little bit lower, which I'm too good at. But a lot of times, I put it at a relatively good level. Or the other problem is that I misjudged it and thought, okay, this is we're playing like this lower, and then I get in the deck and we're playing more casual, and I have a deck that seems to be casual, but it's strong and it's stronger than the other decks that I'm playing. So the nice thing is when you do that though, don't just stomp people. There's a way to hold back and not go as fast and stuff like that. Especially when I'm playing with new players. Like when I play with new players, I've had like a really good hand. But I'm like, you know what? I can't just play all this out right now because they're going to be overwhelmed. I'm going to go slow. And we're going to have fun because we're playing Magic the Gathering. Let's just have fun with it. So you don't have to play the highest power levels. You can stay in pre-cons. You can stay where you want. I recommend if you want to get up there, it's a lot of fun. CDH is a lot of fun. I've had a ton of fun when playing CDH. Oh, can you play CDH? And here's the thing. You can go back and check old videos of mine. Now, I may not be able to soon if TikTok gets banned, but old videos of mine where I literally say I will never play CDH. Just because I had bad experience, I didn't understand what CDH was. Now I understand that it's the highest level you're trying to play and play it optimally and do all this stuff and have fun. It's great. And if someone wins on turn 1, turn 2, great. Guess what we do? We shuffle up, we play again. But you know what? You can pick your power level. There's higher power levels, there's lower power levels. You pick what you want to enjoy. I like to play all over the place. I have multiple types of decks so I can play that. And it's a lot of fun. Pick the level you want, have fun with it, enjoy it, and have fun with Commanders. And I believe this is the end of how to play Commander, but I want to appreciate you guys so much for being a part of this series. Thank you guys so much for being here, and hopefully this helps you out. If you have other questions about Commander, feel free to reach out. And as always, we'll see you next time.